Hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTubers. Hi, friends. Erica here from In the Company of Cards. Welcome if you're new. And if you're not new, welcome back. Thank you so much for helping me surpass the 25,000 subscriber mark. I am thrilled. Um, really happy about that. Uh, And so let me start out by saying, and I'll remind you again at the end, that I think I would like to give you all a thank you gift. You are familiar with what that thank you gift looks like because I did it at Halloween. I did it again at New Year's, but I thought, to mark this um, occasion of having surpassed 25,000, I would offer free readings again, personal readings on a YouTube Live. So I'm going to offer those at two different times on Friday. Friday is the last day of January. That was the day that I had hoped that I would reach 25 K, and I'm there a week in advance. So that's the day that we'll celebrate with these readings. And then to sort of accommodate the fact that people are coming here from different time zones, I'm going to do an hour at 10 a.m. next Friday. This is Pacific Standard Time. So 10 a.m. And then I will do another hour at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I will remind you, of course, again between now and then. But if you've had a reading from me before during these lives, please let somebody else get a chance. Um, and, again, it's even if you don't get a reading, it is really worthwhile, I think, listening to because, again, you can see how the cards function, not just in big political zeitgeist kind of ways, but in individual lives. So that is my thank you to you. The other thing I wanted to do was to make note of the fact that many, many people have expressed interest in the idea that I floated the other day, I think my last video, suggesting that maybe we could do a practicum. So many, many, many people responded in the affirmative. They sent me an email as I asked. The email you can send it to is in the company of cards at gmail.com. Um, just expressing interest. That's all you've got to do. Uh, I will tell you a couple of things. One is that mm, I think that it's going to happen. I don't see it happening before March because there are there's some logistical things that I need to work out in terms of how I sort of disseminate this particular offering. But if you have expressed interest, or if you have not but would like to express interest, then just again send me the email telling me that. And then when I sort of formulate in my head what I think the structure of this will look like, I will send you an email. But I'm delighted that people are interested in this. I had a viewer say to me that they've seen a lot of readers lately popping up doing Lenormand, um, probably because they've seen what I'm doing with it and they see that it can be used in these ways. Listen, I'm delighted. I'm thrilled. That's why I wrote the book. That's why I have the deck. That's why I do these YouTubes. I want every single person who is willing to entertain the idea to know that these instruments, these tools are given to us so that we can feel supported and held and understood and guided and advised by spirit, God, the universe, your higher self, whatever you want to call it. Any one name that we give that is particular to us and is, of course, insufficient to explain the power and the magnitude and um, the the overwhelming benevolence and affection and love um, that the other realms, plural, have for us. So if I can just, you know, make people aware of that we are never ever alone, then I'm happy. Then I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So good for those other readers. I hope they do a good job. Um, I wanted to say something else, sort of general. I will have people come in my comments occasionally, and they'll say, "I disagree with your reading on blah blah blah." Well, okay. As I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, I am not loath to give my opinion on things. That part of the way I describe this channel is, as I say, it's prediction, but it's also commentary. It's divination and it's commentary. When it's commentary, that is my opinion. But there will be times when I am doing divination and I am reading and I get information from the cards and from my intuition that could be wildly different from what my opinion is. So if you come to argue with me, I mean, and it's not about my opinion, it's about a reading that I've done. I mean, you're kind of, I don't know, wasting your time. Everybody has an opinion. You're all entitled to your opinions, absolutely. And I do definitely appreciate the dialogue that goes on in the comments here. I appreciate it a lot. I think it's great. I think we're building community, but I'm not here to fight with anybody about whether my readings are right or wrong. Because what's the point? I am not. I am fallible. I am human. I am not God. I am not source. I am not your higher self. I am not my higher self. I have a higher self, and I read from that place. But I'm fallible, so I occasionally I will make mistakes. And when I do, I acknowledge them. I wanted to just to say that someone came on and said this was a crap reading, something to that effect, and I got ready to delete it because but someone else in the community, in a very, I thought, gentle, polite, kind way, said, well, maybe this isn't the channel for you. And, you're welcome to go elsewhere. I thought it was very kind. So I kept both the comment and the response up for a little while, just so that people could see it. And then I deleted it. So I will say I am blessed and gratified that, as a rule, everyone is so kind um, and polite to each other, and that's good. That's good because who needs the other? We've got the other at Pennsylvania Avenue. Anyway, one of the things that I've read on more than once, and I'm going to do it one more time because by the time many of you see this, the decision will have already been made, is around the confirmation of Pete Hegseth as the Secretary of Defense. I have said that to date, what I have seen is no matter what, he will be confirmed. We have seen all kinds of new evidence come out against him. And now we have the two Republican senators, Murkowski and from Alaska and Collins from Maine, two women, have said that they will vote against him. Everyone else has kept mum. Now, I'm going to look one more time at Hegseth, and then they're going to decide tonight. And of course, I'm in California, so tonight will come sooner if you're on the East Coast uh, than it will here. But let's just look. Okay. And I'm going to use the young man for him because that's what I have used for him before. Because he still thinks he's 21 and can party like it's 1965. So let's see what it looks like for him. Boy, was he deep in the deck. There's only one card left. So here he is, and I have to put everything else in front of him because I only have one card in my hand, and I really am curious as to what that is. And that card is the child. I may pull clarifiers, but just so you know, for now, we have the fish, we have the coffin, we have the mice, we have Hegseth, and we have the child. I will say that these five cards indicate that, you know, certainly there is all kinds of feelings about him. It's thought that he is, at the very least, lacking in maturity, which is kind of a weird thing to say about somebody who's got seven children and is up for defense secretary. So people do feel some type of way about him. He, of course, argues that, this is drinking as well, by the way, fish. He, of course, has argued that on the drinking front, he can quit anytime. As soon as he's named, he'll quit. Like, notice that he hasn't said, "Oh, I quit a year ago and here's my chip from AA to prove it." No, I am sure that he will be confirmed and celebrate and get himself obliterated and then, you know, vow to be a changed man and not drink um, for the duration of his tenure. But I mean, have you not heard that line before? I can stop anytime. Come on. But this is meant to think, this is about him saying he'll stop drinking. It's also meant to say um, he would be very moved to win and he will be a changed man. Uh, on the other hand, sometimes a coffin is a coffin. Now, here's the thing. The card in the middle is not him. Remember, he was the next to the last card. So what is in the middle? The mice. So his reputation is really being shredded. There's the whole controversy about whether there was a non-disclosure thing with his second wife from whom he's divorced, uh, uh, or 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 was it just worded in such a way that effectively it prevents her from speaking freely. But at any rate, um, he is diminished in the eyes of the committee. Uh, let me pull some clarifiers. I'll let you watch. Well, it tells a really interesting story. I'm not exactly sure yet what the story is. I never know until I'm actually talking because what I get, remember, is channeled. It's not opinion. It's not my opinion. It is channeled information that I get from my higher self through the interpreting medium of cards. So remember that I said that this is drinking, anchor, clouds, whip. I don't mean to make light of anyone who has a problem with alcohol. It's a disease, alcoholism. you know, even people who are dry, for decades, if they're in AA, I mean, my understanding is they will still call themselves alcoholics because they still have the desire, they still have the urge, they still have the hunger. It's just that they don't drink. They're like a, dry drunk, or they're just a drink away from becoming an alcoholic again. This is him. This is why he didn't say, "Oh yeah, I've been in AA for 5 years." No, he hasn't. He's still drinking. He is stuck in this alcoholism. Um, Whether he can kick it or not is doubtful. It would be hard work, as it would be for anyone who's an alcoholic, I would suppose, right? Hard work. But it's interesting that that whole first line speaks to alcoholism. Now, second card, of course, is this coffin. We have the mountain, we have the tree, and we have the bear. I'm going to say that instead of interpreting this as transformation, he will argue that he's a new man, he's a changed man, etc. I'm going to say that this, because it's together with the mountain, there's a lot that we don't know about him. There's a lot of that's been insinuated and implied, but there's a lot that we don't know. And the committee doesn't want people to know these things. Hegseth doesn't want people to know these things. 47 doesn't want people to know these things. There's a lot that's being hidden. Now, remember, I always tell you that the tree is the card for health, but it's in all forms: mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health. I think that Hegseth is cut from the same cloth as 47. I am not a diagnostician, but I think they are both malignant narcissists who, mind you, hate women. But it's going to be hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil on the part of all of the Republicans. It could very well come down to um, J.D. Vance having to break a tie. And then we will see the measure of the man. Um, so, all right. Remember, in the center, we've got this card. This is worry, anxiety, nerves on the part of everyone, right? Him and his people, 47 and his people, and the rest of us. Like, which way is this going to go? Because this is not, you know, head potato peeler in the White House. This is the defense secretary, for God's sake. Now, why is everybody so nervous? Because people don't know which way it's going to go. Even Hegseth is saying, "I think I've got it in the bag, but maybe I don't. Things keep coming up. I don't know." Uh, you know, he would love to get this job, but the last card in the line is that's why this is so interesting. Is the cross, and that is a card of endings. Here's what I mean by that. Well, let me actually, before I talk about that, let me read you the next line. Here's Hegseth. We have the older woman, the son, and the letter. I don't know how many of you watched Rachel Maddow yesterday. I am thrilled that she's on 5 days a week. But she had, was it she who had, I think it was she who had, oh my God, what's her name? From Elizabeth Warren. When you're live, you're like, so you have to come up with stuff right in the moment. And sometimes my mind goes blank. Elizabeth Warren on her show last night. That's Elizabeth Warren talking about Pete Hegseth. It's either last night or the night before, but I'm going to tell you what. She, as we say, Black people, she read him for filth. She read him for filth, meaning she called him out in all of his alcoholic glory. She called him out hard. I mean, hard. And I think that it is impossible to be see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil in the face of that, because um, Elizabeth Warren laid it all on the table. So what does that mean? To me, that means if the only two people who've come out against him so far, Republicans, are the women, if the men vote him in, well, if they vote him in, good, vote him in, vote him in. Because for whatever reason, the American public lives under this delusion that 45 for slash 47 is the second coming. There may be something coming again, which is the relegation of women to bedrooms and kitchens. I mean, that's the intention, right? That's the Project 2025 plan. But it will not be done in the dark. It will be done for all the world to see. And the Republicans can do all they want and say, oh, I didn't read that part. I didn't see that part. I wasn't read in on that. Come on. If we're read in, trust me, they're read in. And if you saw Elizabeth Warren read Hegseth for filth the other night, you can't tell me that the people who actually have the vote didn't see it. They saw it. So if they vote him in, that should be instructive for all of us. It should be as instructive as the destruction of DEI, the privatization of the VA, the removal of security protections for Fauci, for God's sake. If it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Okay, this last card in our original line was the child card. We have clover, we have snake, but at the end of the line, we have 47. He really, really, really wants Hegseth. Why? Because Hegseth's the kind of guy where when, notice I'm not saying if, when 47 says, you know, those protesters over there, shoot them in the legs. Hegseth will say, well, do you want them in the knee or the ankle? The thigh, the hip? Just say where and I'll shoot. He's that kind of guy. Entertainment purposes only. So 47 is wedded to Hegseth. He doesn't care what Hegseth has done in his private life. He can drink as much as he wants. We know that 47 doesn't drink, but Hegseth told him he could stop any time, and so 47 believes him. But this snake is interesting because uh, I'm going to say this. Where I was sure he was going to be confirmed, I think a lot of people are taking a second look. Not so much because of him, but because of how bad it will make them look, certainly in the eyes of their, at the very least, female constituents, their veteran constituents, to vote him in. So this is new things that have come to light that could turn the tide the other way and create a problem for 47. Now I'm going to pull a final three just to see if I can get any sense. Yeah, you know what? That was hopeful, but the last three cards are the ship, the star, and the fox. I think he slides in. I think he slides in. And I think if it comes down to a tie, Vance will do what his masters want him to do and break the tie so that Hegseth gets the position. So I'm going to stick with what I said. Listen, if I'm wrong and Hegseth does not get confirmed, I will be thrilled to be wrong. Thrilled. But I will tell you, if he is confirmed, This is just one more bit of the jigsaw puzzle that apparently the United States is hell-bent on having us do, to make the case to show the full picture of what this administration's all about. There will be pain. Uh, this cup cannot pass from our lips. So if he doesn't get in, that's terrific. If he does get in, think of it as a jigsaw piece clicked into place to show the public at large just how bad this administration is. Another thing that I thought I would look at, and this will be the only other thing I'll look at today. Now, I'm not really, sometimes people will say, could you look at the market and whether it's going to go up or down? And I'm like, I am not your um, financial advisor any more than I'm your doctor. So, don't ask me to diagnose your illness and don't ask me, oh, what you should do with your money. However, there is something that's worth discussing, which is this crypto meme coin. Now, I don't really exactly totally understand how this all works, but um, I will say I have a nephew, and when he was in college, I would send him, we had a joke that we both loved Chinese dumplings. So I would send him when he was in college, his freshman year, I sent him $20 a week so that he could buy himself dumplings. Well, then I found out that no, he wasn't buying dumplings with my money. He was using it to buy crypto. So, by the time he was in his sophomore year, that $20 a week dried up because, crypto, Rachel Maddow did a thing last night about crypto and how it's kind of like babies. Remember the days of Beanie Babies? I had a kid who was into Beanie Babies. And a lot of people bought Beanie Babies, kept the tag on and all that, thinking that these things would appreciate in value. They did not appreciate in value. Everybody had them, nobody wanted them. And so, so you bought a thing not because it was a toy that your child wanted to play with. I mean, this wasn't me. I bought it because my child wanted to play with it. But because you thought it was an investment, well, that was not a great decision. Crypto is like that. It's like fake. It's not real. At any rate, you know that 47 has issued a crypto meme coin, and Melania has her own crypto meme coin. Hers has already amassed something like $4 million. His is in the billions, 8 billion, something like that. And, you know, the problem, of course, is several-fold. One of them has to do with the emoluments clause, where, a president is not supposed to be doing that kind of business because he can be co-opted, he can be bought and paid for, right? But we know that that means nothing to 47. Pay him, buy him. He's for sale, absolutely. The problem is that with this cryptocurrency and this meme thing, whatever, he not only benefits from sales, even if he offloads it, he'll make a ton of money. Nobody else will, but he will. Not only will he make a ton of money, he gets to decide how the currency is regulated because he gets to name who it is who does that regulating, and then he instructs them how he wants them to do the regulating. Does that sound above board to you? So, you know, I don't even know what I want to ask. I want to ask, I mean, we know it's not kosher. And we know that 47 seems to get away with everything. I'm going to say this. Will the existence of this crypto meme coin and other cryptocurrencies that 47 would like to expand. I mean, he would like there to be all cryptocurrency. How will that affect the United States um, financial market? I guess that's a good question, right? How will that affect? Now, believe it or not, there is a card that does triple duty in this deck, as many of these cards do. And it's the card that stands for mother. It's the card that stands for weight and food. It's the card for a boss. And it's a card for a malignant narcissist, which so sometimes it's my card for 47. And but it's also the card for things like the markets, financial markets and financial stability, and that's the bear. So we're going to look at the bear with an eye towards this crypto meme coin and whether 47's um, fascination with this currency will end up harming us financially in the long term. I mean, there's a lot of other ways he's harming us financially. Tariff, anyone? But for now, I'm just looking at the crypto. So I'm thinking crypto. And by the way, the crypto meme thing is like, what is it? Um, Hold on, because I wrote it down. Oh, I thought I wrote it down. No. Well, this meme coin thing, it's based on either an event or a person that the buyer is taking a chance on, they're sort of gambling on that person or thing's popularity. Well, we know 47 is popular. I guess in some circles, Melania is popular. So that coinage, that cryptocurrency is bound to skyrocket as it has until it doesn't. And so I just want to look and say whether or not it's going to be a problem. So we're looking for the bear, and that will stand for our markets. And we're looking at it specifically in relation to this meme crypto thing. Okay. So we're looking for the bear. Okay. And I don't think I need to draw more cards on this. We've got the ship. This stands for, I'm going to say Melania and just all the grift. Um, this is our markets. Here, I don't like the fox. Sometimes I love the fox. I don't like the fox because he's slick, he's sly, he's tricky, and it's going to be problematic. If you mirror cards, I can mirror this first card, the ship. We're sailing economically towards what? A problem. So unless he is prohibited from um, trading in this currency, and I don't know how they're going to do that. Um, I think the best thing that the rest of us can do is stay as far away from crypto as we can. Again, I am not a financial advisor, but I am not trying to put any money in anybody's crypto. And this advice I'll give, caveat emptor, Latin for buyer beware. Okay, so that's it. I wanted to say that. Join me, please, on Sunday for another Sunday conversation with a whole different person about a whole different thing than what we've been talking about. I think you'll find it at the very least really interesting. And I'm going to remind you, as I will again uh, during the course of next week, that I'm going to be doing those readings twice next Friday as a thank you for my 25K. Please do like, share, subscribe, tell people about this channel. I'd love to be at 50,000 by August 1st. It's a couple of days after my birthday, and that would be so cool to be at 50,000. I would love that. But as my thank you to you for just hopping me over that 25,000 mark and beyond. I think I'm at 25.1 right now, which is great. I'm doing readings, personal readings. Again, these will be 5 card only readings as a rule, 5 cards. And I'm doing it next Friday at 10 o'clock Pacific time in the morning. And then again, I'll do another hour at 4 p.m. Pacific time on the 31st. And it's my thank you gift to you. So I will see you soon and have a great Friday. Take care.